Hey everyone, welcome back to another class deep dive video. Today we're going to be taking a look at the last two classes, the Priest and Warrior. And I'm actually joined today by Ehgi.
Yay!
This is my wife, Ehgi. She is a much better priest player than I am. She hasn't played in a long time, but she was a mythic priest raider in BFA, whereas I'm a mythic priest scrub. No raiding, no nothing, just mythically scrub. But we're going to take a look at the priest and possibly warrior specializations and classes today together. So she's going to help me make sure I don't look like a total moron talking about priest. And yeah. Should be fun.
Hi, Cass.
We did it. We got her to come on the stream. So, we're gonna play this Mechanome priest here with the. No, I'm just kidding. She doesn't like this Mechanome at all.
Their faces are too big.
Whatever. Look at that slick hair. It's beautiful. Now we're gonna make a new random priest character. What do you want to make?
I don't know, but she looks like she's about to go mess stuff up.
Yeah.
Oh, let's just go traditional and do a Draenei.
She still looks like she's gonna mess stuff up. Oh, those are the new dwarf tattoo customization options. You want to do light forged or regular
pretty.
one?
Light forged, because that was what I played. Good
enough?
Hell yeah.
Alright, what are we gonna name it?
Okay. There
Good
was
to go.
nothing coming to mind right now.
Alright, well let's get in here. Toby! Hey, how's it going? Thanks for tuning into the stream.
Hi, Toby.
And it's like the middle of a Saturday, so we'll see what happens in terms of chat and everything. But either way, our goal here is to jump in and showcase kind of the core level gameplay of the different specializations for Priest and Warrior. We're not going to be taking a look at like legendaries and covenants and conduits and all this stuff, mainly just looking at the changes that have happened between BFA and Shadowlands. And we're also going to go out and check out whatever covenant abilities we can. I think currently if you want to test out the Venthyr Covenant ability, you have to actually go join the Venthyr Covenant. The other little caveat I want to throw in there is that, you know, this is a kind of cool special stream with Ehgi here. And we've had to make some...
It's special, all right.
We've had to make some camera and mic adjustments, so if anything sounds a little off, I apologize. If you hear some mouse clicking and stuff, that's just a byproduct of having to get this mouse to work, or this mic to work, so that it'll pick up both of our voices relatively easily. So, along the way today, we're going to be following along with the Wowhead Priest class change document. I'm going to throw that into the chat now. And we're going to use that as kind of a reference to just sort of make sure that we don't miss anything. Still might miss some stuff because I've noticed that some of the guides seem just a little bit off, but that's okay. We'll get covered as much as we can. It looks like we're Shadow, and Shadow is the oof spec right now. Did you play much Shadow?
A little. I never rated as it. Too many people needed healers, so...
Yeah, and
yeah.
Shadow just... What do you think about Insanity?
I don't know, it just seemed like something I had to, like, do a rotation and build up, and then pop something, and then do it again, so...
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I think a lot of Shadow Priest players haven't been a fan of the Insanity mechanic, and even if it was okay, like, there's just a lot of issues with Shadow Priest, and this is, like, coming from me as someone who plays on, like, the scrub level, but, like, the, like, pro Shadow players are really clamoring for changes, and I think out of, like, all the specializations in the game moving from BFA to Shadowlands, This one is the one that everyone is like, for real? Are you not going to change this? So we'll see. They have made some changes to Shadow. It'll be interesting to see what the rotation feels like.
I played Shadow so little that I had a really bad habit of forgetting to go into Shadow form after a wipe.
Butterpants 1987. It's a beautiful name. It says hashtag remove void form. I think we're with you there. It's just annoying to have to. Let's see. Yeah, this. We're gonna take a look, but first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go over these different covenant abilities, and just kind of get a feel for what each one of them is and what they do. Starting out with the Kyrian. And have you looked at all the armor sets and stuff? No, you haven't? What about, like, the mounts? Like, look at this sweet...
I saw you at the mount. Stop making me want to play WoW again.
This is a different mount.
I am trying to have a non-video game life.
This is a different mount. So, and look at that. Yeah, we're summoning this, like, 8 times when we're over there.
It's so cute.
Okay, so for abilities, we have Boon of the Ascended. It's a 1.4 second cast with a 3-minute cooldown, so pretty lengthy there. It says, draw upon the power of the Ascended for 10 seconds, granting you access to Ascended Nova, replacing Mind Flay with Ascended Blast, and increasing movement speed by 50%. Upon expiration, releases an Ascended Eruption. Explode for 1100 arcane damage to all enemies and 1500 healing to all allies within 15 yards, increasing by 3% for each stack of Boon of the Ascended.
So, like an AoE, which, I mean, looking back, I mean, Priest kind of was never really AoE heavy.
Well, and Shadow didn't even have Holy Nova, right?
No.
Yeah, so... something I like to point out at the beginning of all these streams is that with the level squish, we're being smashed down to level 60. As far as damage goes, 500 to 1,000 is kind of like a pretty standard hit. Anything below 500 is kind of on the weaker side, and 1,000 to 1,500 is kind of the upper tier of normal abilities. Now, there are some abilities that have super long cooldowns and stuff like that do, like, way more than 1,500. I've seen some that do, like 2,500 or 4,000 or somewhere in there, but they usually are attached to pretty big cooldowns. And with this one, I mean, that's 1,100 arcane damage, so up there on the top end. And 1,500 healing is kind of not super low, but it's not on the high end either. Like, I think if we go over to... well, right here, we have Shadow Mend. This heals for almost 2,700. So 1,500 is not bad, especially considering this is like a AoE heal, right? And you could use this in a raid and just heal a ton of people.
Doesn't, I mean, Shadow Bend, I said that right?
I don't know.
Oh, Shadow Mend, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, gotcha.
Wow. I have not played Priest in a while. But Shadow Mend has that, like, negative effect, while this is just a heal.
So we're going to check this out. I think this sounds like fairly maybe complicated with Ascended Nova and Mind Flay being replaced with Ascended Blast, but I thought this was a pretty cool sounding ability. The 3-minute cooldown is pretty long, but like that Ascended Eruption sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. Just to get to Toby real quick. Yeah, Holy did have AoE, but I wouldn't put AoE as a Holy Priest strong point, at least when I played. I mean, we can 100% do it. I mean, I AoE'd healed in Mythics all the time, but it just wasn't our big oomph.
Yeah. There's a lot of Shaman, maybe Mistweaver?
Mistweaver, Shaman... Druids always put out their mushroom circles.
So let's see. Toby says, have you done anything with Vengeance Demon Hunter? Yes, there is a class deep dive for Demon Hunter already up on the channel that you can check out if you want. And I'm going to continue to test classes in different ways and stuff as we go forward, too. And then Ame says, hey, not first. That is correct. I don't think I've seen you in the stream before, so there's a couple new people today. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you.
What do you think of this?
That's cool looking.
Yeah, I like it.
Like, heck yeah. Because I was always upset because I always thought, like, the outfits that seemed, like, really cool and priesty were always, like, leather. So, like, I really like this. Especially it's got, like, that fairy look to it.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the ability for the Night Fae is Fae Blessings. Instant cast with a 1.5 minute cooldown. Surround yourself with helpful sprites, causing your next 10 spell casts to aid your target depending on your chosen spell. So if you use Power Word Shield, it invigorates your target with 2% mana or 20% resource. Instantly? That's kind of cool. Shadow Mend, reduce an ally's damage taken by 10% for 15 seconds. And then Void Bolt, reduces the cooldowns of up to 5 allies' major abilities by 3 seconds. Now, I think the effect is probably going to be the same, but I think if we change specs, the spells are going to be... the associated spells are going to be different, but let's check that out. These do get tweaked a little bit, so... Yep.
Is it... Oh, we're on Holy right now. Okay.
Yeah, so I just switched to Holy, and now we still have the damage reduction, and we have the cooldown reduction, but they're tied to different abilities. That makes sense for that specialization. Mm-hmm. So we'll go back over to Shadow. So, yeah, basically, you've got a couple of different spells that you can cast to get these effects. Doop. Yep. Okay. And then going over to the Venthyr, like I said, we won't be testing this one today just because you have to go through the whole process to join the Venthyr Covenant. But I'm going to do a separate video where I look at the Venthyr abilities for every single class in a single video. So we'll look over them then. But we can still read what they do and kind of maybe talk about that. So
that's pretty cool.
Right? This is the, like, vampire faction.
I hope those shoulders come in different colors, too.
They do have, I think they do have tents available.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, so this is Mind Games. 1.4 second cast, 45 second cooldown. Assault an enemy's mind, dealing 1,300 shadow damage and briefly reversing their perception of reality. For 5 seconds, the next 4,000 damage they deal, which is a pretty good amount. That's like easily like 4 or 5 like ability casts.
This would be fun in PvP.
Oh, for sure. The next 4,000 damage they deal will heal their target, and the next 4,000 healing they deal will damage their target. So it also says reversed damage and healing generate up to 40 insanity. I think this sounds really cool, even in just like PvE. Like if you're in a dungeon and you got that one annoying like heal unit back there, you just throw that on them, and now that healer is dealing 4,000 damage to whatever they're trying to heal. Also, just like throwing, like if you're just out there like questing yourself and you put this on something, then when the enemy is targeting you and dealing damage, they're actually just healing you instead.
I'm just thinking about this in PvP, like find the hardest hitter and just chase him around and screw everything up for him.
Yeah, I don't know. I like this ability, and I've said it before, but I tend to gravitate towards abilities that are on short cooldowns that I can use a lot and kind of incorporate into what I'm doing on a regular basis.
Yeah, I think this is a great cooldown, honestly.
That sounds pretty cool.
Hey,
like
Murphy.
Murphy! What's up? Not even first of my own comments. Gotcha. All right, and then finally we have the Necro Lords. You think about this, it's kind of got like a Egyptian pharaoh
that's
flair.
Cool.
It's even got the little like the chin thing.
Huh.
That's kind of cool.
Although I'm not too surprised by that. I mean, the Egyptians were like the kings of the afterlife.
This is mount pretty crazy.
Yeah, I don't like the head.
Okay, so, this is another cool one. Unholy Nova. So, instant cast with a 1-minute cooldown. It says, an explosion of dark energy heals allies within 15 yards for 1,500 and infects enemies with Unholy Transfusion. Unholy Transfusion deals 1,400 shadow damage over 15 seconds. That's a pretty good chunk of damage, but also a long amount of time. But it's a long time for a reason, because allies who damage this target are healed for 122, which is a pretty low amount, but
over 15 seconds.
Over 15 seconds, multiple hits.
Yeah, that has some decent potential.
Yeah, so we're going to try all these out. I do want to see if this one is the same if you change specializations, though. Yeah, it's the same. It
the
does,
healed amount's different.
Yeah, the healed amount, and it does like more damage as well. And probably because it's holy, so they're trying to... I've noticed that actually with a lot of these abilities, if you're a tank class or a healer, the damage actually scales up a lot higher. And I mean, you have less damage dealing tools. Like
Yeah.
There's
I could see that being useful in open worlds, making the grind a little less slow and repetitive. And
yeah, I think the shaman like Night Fae ability was one that it did a couple thousand more damage if you were on Resto Shaman compared to the other specializations.
Nice. Stop making me want to play again. You're a horrible influence.
I'm a wonderful influence.
And the other day, weren't you like, hey, want to try the beta?
Okay, so we're Shadow. What ability do we want to try out with Shadow? So we've got 3 here. We got the crazy Necrolord one. We can't try the Venthyr one. I'm trying to remember the Night Fae. What do they have?
The really cool costume. Let's do the Night Fae.
Okay, they've got the one where you cast.
No, you have to do the one that summons the cute little thingy, the steward.
I mean, we're gonna do all of them.
Yeah, but I want to do that one first.
Okay. Looks like we're going to Bastion to test out the Kyrian ability and take a look at Shadow Priests. Hey, you just dropped Pepe. You got him?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we're making our way over there, we're going to talk about some of the changes. One of the things for Shadowlands that's kind of a big deal is they've been unpruning some abilities, meaning they're bringing back some abilities that were taken away previously, and they're also making a lot of abilities class-wide that used to be spec-specific. So we're going to take a look at those as we head over there. George! Hey, how you doing? We're doing pretty good. Doing a little bit of a twist on the class deep dive, so pretty exciting. Ehgi, we need you to, as our star discipline priest player, and by we, I mean me and Lost. He does not love discipline.
So when I first started playing priest, I played holy. So adjusting to discipline, there is definitely a bit of a gap. But honestly, I think because I started out playing this game a tank, a prot warrior, like mid Burning Crusade is when I started. I was able to transfer a lot of my knowledge as having tanked into benefits for my healing. But I did feel like a gap between my disc capabilities and my holy capabilities. I mean, disc, it involves a lot more planning out. So it's definitely an adjustment. But I think if I played again, I'd probably play disc priest. And no, now I'm making plans. This is bad.
No, this is good. Okay, so on the priest side of things, the abilities that we have that are now baseline across all specializations, we have Mind Blast, so our nice little 1,000 damage shadow ability here. That's actually not bad. 1,000 damage is a pretty decent hit for that. It does have a 7.4 second cooldown. And I think some of these shadow abilities are going to be a little bit better on shadow, so they might not be quite this good when we switch over to the other specializations, or for all I know, they could be better, because Priest is weird right now. So we have Mind Blast, we have Mind Soothe. So this basically reduces the aggro range of a target. It's usable on humanoid and dragonkin and does not cause threat.
Isn't that the image that used to be used for Mind Seer?
It was for something. I don't remember. Then we have Power Infusion. So this is an instant cast 2-minute cooldown. It says infuses the target with power for 20 seconds, increasing haste by 25%. Is this a priest ability before? And now it's just available to everything?
Yeah. I would use this, I believe, on... I think I used it on Holy and Disc.
Okay. So now you can use it on Shadow.
It was like one of your oh shit buttons. Mm-hmm. Like, I need to pump out heals.
Yeah, so that's... Yeah, 25% haste is not bad. For sure.
It might... Oh, I'm sorry.
And then Shadow Word Death and Shadow Word Pain. So Shadow Word Pain is obviously the little damage over time thing that we can throw on an enemy target. That's just good for, like, you know, throwing some damage out there during your rotation. And then Shadow Word Death is the execute ability for Shadow Priest.
Yeah, basically.
That's now available to everything. So you can cast it. Unlike a lot of execute abilities, you can cast this one on targets that have more than 20% health. But you deal way more damage if you wait until they're under 20% health to cast this.
This is really going to help the leveling track if you're playing a healing priest and want to level as it.
So that's what we have across all of them. It says Power Infusion has been reworked, so now you can... Okay, I guess it used to be you just cast it on yourself, and now you can cast it on allies as well.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet. Okay, so that's what we have across the board on Priest. Gonna take a look. Let's see.
If it was the right expansion, you could just put that on Auto Attack Hunter.
So, let's see. Discipline equals DPS plus healer and tank. This is everything. This is life.
Oh gosh, I hated Disc during Siege of Orgrimmar, because it was like everybody was playing it. It was the only healer that made sense to play. It was dumb.
Alright, so we're going to take a look at the changes to Shadow, and like more than any other specialization that we have looked at, I would say take everything you see with Shadow with a grain of salt, because like I mentioned earlier, it is definitely the specialization that I think everyone is clamoring really hard to get a bunch more changes to. Hopefully Blizzard listens. So if they do, then a lot of things are going to change between this video and hopefully the actual launch of Shadowlands. So take everything with a grain of salt. So what we have is looks like not a whole ton of changes. We've got a new talent and a reworked talent. So right now we have a new talent called Death and Madness. It says if a target dies within 6 seconds after being struck by your Shadow Word Death, you gain 40 insanity over 4 seconds, and the cooldown of your Shadow Word Death is reset. That actually sounds like a pretty cool, like, leveling open world ability.
If you pulled a bunch of enemies.
Well, even if you didn't, I mean, just chaining from one to the other. You know, you kill one, and you end it with Shadow Word Death, and then you get insanity generation to the next target. Plus, Shadow Word Death has an 18-second cooldown. I mean, even if you pull a couple targets, that's still really good because it means you can use Shadow Word Death potentially on like 2 or 3 targets back to back. So that seems like I would probably take that. We've got Shadow Crash, which is another sort of fun shadow ability on this line, but I don't know, like Shadow Crash deals a little over 800 damage to all targets.
It doesn't matter. You basically always take Auspicious Spirits.
I don't.
Oh.
I like having the extra buttons. But yeah, your shadowy apparitions now deal 25% increased damage and generate 2 insanity. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good too. So pretty competitive talent row there, but it's nice to see that. I mean, I think definitely Just talking open world leveling content.
I mean, yeah, if you want something extra to click and want to have some fun, go for it.
But I don't think I would take Death and Madness in like dungeons and raids and stuff. Maybe I would. I don't know. It would
depend on the fight.
Yeah, you'd have to test that out. And then we have a reworked talent, Surrender to Madness. So it says, you instantly gain 100 insanity and cast Void Eruption on the target. For the next 25 seconds, your insanity generating abilities generate 100% more insanity, and you can cast while moving. If the target does not die within 25 seconds of using Surrender to Madness, you die. Oh, this is the you die ability.
Yeah.
Okay, that's right. Yeah, you know, like me, I'm like never taking this talent because I don't know, 2 minute cooldown, that's super long, and like I don't want to gamble on me dying because I'm not that good.
I knew some people who would, but I think I always took Legacy of the Void.
Yeah, Void Eruption's cast time is reduced and can be cast anytime. Yeah, that's what I normally took as well.
Should we check chat or?
Yeah, we'll check chat.
Okay.
Yeah. Don't worry. I usually go over all this and then we'll bounce back. Okay. Boom. There we go. Okay, so let's talk Shadow. So, if we hop into Shadow, we've got actually quite a bit of Shadow-specific abilities. On a lot of classes, the class tab now actually has like 3-4 pages, and the specialization tab only has like 1 page. Sometimes not even 1 page. So we've got quite a bit of abilities. It looks like most of what we have is the same. Like I don't see anything new. So let's check out our passives, because those are usually going to tell us like kind of how we're gonna play, if any like sort of mechanics have changed at all. So we have Focused Will. Melee attacks against you cause you to gain Focused Will, reducing the damage you take by 15% for 8 seconds. So that's the same. We've got Hallucinations. Your successful Dispel Magic, Mass Dispel, Purify Disease, Vampiric Embrace, and Power Word Shield cast generate 6 insanity during combat.
Some more insanity generators.
Our Mastery increases the damage of Shadow Word Pain, Vampiric Touch, Mind Blast, Mind Flay, Mind Sear, Void Eruption, Void Bolt, and Devouring Plague by a pretty good chunk. And we randomly have Mind Blast rank... Oh, okay. It's because... That's something to note. In Shadowlands, some spells and abilities have ranks now, and that's kind of the way that they are giving you like a reward every level. Is sometimes you'll get to a level and you'll get a new rank of an ability. So if you look, and this is kind of where I mentioned like this could be better or worse on Shadow. So
I remembered, by the way, because Mind Sear's already there. The one that the symbol for Mind Soothe, I think, was that mind control ability where it put you in like the shoes of your target. I never really got much of the point of that ability. It was different though.
Yeah.
I bet our PGers had fun with it.
Okay. So Mind Blast here.
That's a lie. I walked someone off a cliff in Warlords of Draenor.
Yeah. You could do that. And then they changed it, right? So that you can do that, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, so Mind Blast here is doing 1,000 damage and generating 14 insanity. On Shadow Priest, we have rank 2. It says Mind Blast's cooldown is reduced by 7 seconds. So in reality here, this is like, it's going to be like a 15 second cooldown on the other specializations. So that's what that is. It's still a passive, but it applies to one of our abilities directly. We've got our Shadowy Apparitions. When your Shadow Word Pain damage over time critically strikes, you also create a shadowy version of yourself that floats towards the target and deals 215 shadow. 215 shadow. Okay, let's put this in there.
Yeah.
Should be
shadow damage.
Shadow damage. I don't think they capitalize. Boop.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah. Then we've got our Void Bolt. So for the duration of Void form, Void Eruption ability is replaced by Void Bolt. And this is an instant cast ability on a 4.1 second cooldown. Sends a bolt of pure Void energy at the enemy, causing about 1,000 shadow damage and extending the duration of Shadow Word Pain and Vampiric Touch on all nearby targets by 3 seconds. And requires Void form, which we have here. Activated by casting Void Eruption. Twist your shadow form with the powers of the Void. Oh yeah, you know, shadow form.
As I mentioned earlier.
Right. Increasing spell damage you deal by 20%, reducing the cooldown of Mind Blast, blah, 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 blah. We get the idea. So nothing has really changed, right? And it doesn't look like anything's changed.
No. I mean, I remember... Void Bolt, you basically went into Void Eruption, and every time Void Bolt was up, you used it. And then there was a legendary item, so you could use it simultaneously, like 3 times. You did this big rotation to get up your insanity, and then you just bashed 1 or 2 buttons.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this loop, but we're going to take a look at it and see if maybe it feels a little smoother here in Shadowlands. So... I think normally you want to put both dots on your target, right? We want to do like our Vampiric Touch, and then our Shadow Word Pain.
There should be a talent, if you want to get it up, that makes it so if you cast Vampiric Touch, it automatically causes Shadow Word Pain as well.
Well, I like to stick, like, initially they just throw you all on the left, and it's all these, like, kind of boring passive talents. But we'll go in and we'll change, because I do want to try out this Death and Madness too. So we'll make some tweaks. But I agree, like bundling the Shadow Word Pain into Vampiric Touch is such a nice convenience feature.
Yeah, and then there was a talent, I can't remember which one, that made the Shadow Word Pain, when an enemy died, like go to enemies around it.
So basically, we get these out, we Mind Blast, and then we just... Mind Flay, right?
And then you summon the cute little steward.
Like we're gonna do it. Don't worry about it. Right? We just Mind Flay, right? Yeah.
Basically.
And if we use Mind Sear if it's AoE.
Mind Flay, Mind Blast when it's up.
So we have this, are we getting this Devouring Plague? Is this new?
I can't remember, honestly.
I don't remember this being there. Well, like I said, maybe it's there, maybe it's not, but it says, afflicts the target with a disease that instantly causes 883 shadow damage, plus an additional 3,500 shadow damage over 12 seconds, heals you for 50% of the damage dealt. I don't remember this. Was it I don't remember something this beefy being part of the rotation.
I think you're right. I mean, I don't remember it.
Because, I mean, obviously, if we have Touch, right, we get Vampiric Touch, we get Shadow Word Pain, we Mind Blast, and we start using our Mind Flay, and if we get up to 50 Insanity... then now we can cast this Devouring Plague. And, like, that's a chunky bit of damage.
I wish they'd just make Void Form an automatic thing when you hit 100 Insanity.
So... yeah, I don't... anybody in, That's alright, Cass. See you later.
Have a good one, Cass.
Let's, we'll check Wowhead real quick. I feel like... huh. Yeah, I mean... I'm gonna feel like such a scrub. I just, like... Devouring Plague. Yeah, I don't know.
For some reason...
I just don't feel like this was part of the rotation.
Okay, that image, I know that ability icon.
Yeah, me too.
But it might have been used in talents, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Gonna figure it out. See it on there.
Hmm.
That's weird. So either way, I don't know, like having whether that was there and I missed it or I just can't remember it all because Shadow has not been that fun to me for a while. Like it feels a little better. Like at this point, I don't even like. I would just be happy with like being able to get to that 50 insanity pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Right, and then just casting that devouring plague. I mean, it doesn't even have like a cooldown. It is weird because oh, okay. It's just so purple that it looks like you can cast it even though you can't. I was kind of wondering.
Too much purple.
Josh says, yo, I've been watching your videos. I love them. Keep up that great work. Thanks for stopping into the stream, checking it out, and leaving such a wonderful comment. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Alright, so then we Mind Blast. We're going to Mind Flay. Like, every time this pops up, I just don't want to hit it, because then I feel like I'm on this, like, stupid little mini game that I don't even want to play, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just, like, trying to cast as many things as possible.
As fast
just, like,
as possible.
try to keep it, like, keep casting Void Bolt. What am I going to do now? Keep casting Insanity, and we're out.
Yeah, and you feel like a jerk if you forget, like, Void Bolt by a millisecond and your timings aren't perfectly lined up.
Yeah, so, like, that being said, I kind of, like, take that out of the equation. And I think if, maybe if Devouring Plague was something like 30 Insanity, and you were just building up, and then you cast a Devouring Plague at 30, like, I think that would feel a lot better. I mean, just dropping this on, like, I'm at 46. It's like, come on.
Yeah. The other thing I hated is if you were in open world, like, it seemed like you had to kill something to get to void form, and then you had to rush to the next thing to make the void form worth it.
Yeah. Yeah, like now when this lights up, I didn't even want to cast it.
No, if I didn't have things in my face, I'd just ignore it. I'm not gonna lie, if I was in open world.
Just kind of messing around. Thank you, Paladin. Coming to my rescue. So awesome. And now I'm out of void form again. Josh says, I stopped playing in 8.1. I'm really kicking myself. I couldn't pick a main, and now I'm so far behind. Dude, don't even worry about it. Shadowlands is looking like a hell of a lot of fun. I, like, dabbled in all the patches because I have a YouTube channel where a lot of it is World of Warcraft based. Well, almost all of it now. And I just have not really enjoyed BFA at all. Shadowlands looks like a lot of fun, and it doesn't really look like you're gonna need to have, you know, played the crap out of BFA to kind of enjoy it. So in there, we've also got, like, you know, we've got Power Word Shield that, you know, my health was pretty low, but I could have cast that in there. Like, I don't know, like, this button's flashing, and I'm like, I just don't want to push it.
Well, I mean, normally you'd have it hotkeyed and you wouldn't be clicking it.
Right. So you should just call me a scrub.
Even then, if you were on a hot streak or if you were in open world, I mean, there wasn't...
Like, I would just rather do this.
Unless
like,
I was in a raid, I never felt motivated to press it. I'm not gonna lie.
Like, this Devouring Plague feels so strong, right? 12 seconds. It's doing almost 5,000 damage, and it's healing you for almost 2,500. Like, that's pretty legit. All right, so I think we've taken a decent look at Shadow. We can change a couple of talents here and just see, you know, how that feels. And we'll also go summon the cute little Bastion Stewart.
Yay. And yeah, again, Josh, don't feel bad. I've skipped whole expansions, basically. Just
patches for sure.
Yeah, like I quit a while ago. And it won't be hard to catch up by the looks of it.
All right, so what do we want to switch to? I really like Shadow Word Void, but I don't know. We wanna try Death and Madness. What else do we want to try?
Is it? I think it's Misery, the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah. That's the Shadow Word Pain one. So what else do we have?
Mindbender's kind of cool.
Where's that at? Oh, this one?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. I usually pick that one too. I like Void Torrent as well. That one's pretty nice.
I think I used Mind Bomb on that level.
On this one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm never too worried about this one because it's always just like your CC ability. Okay, so let's make just a couple of quick changes here. So we're gonna go. Let's go Shadow Word Void and Misery, and we want to try Death and Madness. Yeah, we'll just try these.
Okay.
So really all we want to look at here is Death and Madness, because this is a new talent. It says, if a target dies within 6 seconds after being struck by Shadow Word Death, you gain 40 Insanity over 4 seconds, and the cooldown of your Shadow Word Death is reset. Oh! You know what could be nice about that is if you kill something and you get the 40 Insanity, you're already almost at 50 to cast Devouring Plague. So
That's
that
true.
could keep you like rolling smoothly
Between all that.
between that and the open world. Okay, so we're going to try this here. So now we don't need to cast Shadow Word Pain. We're just going to cast Vampiric Touch. That's going to put both. We're going to Shadow Word Void. And then I'm just going to Mind Flay. I'm going to keep this fairly single target, because I want to try Shadow Word Death. And yeah, we're generating that Insanity like real quick. And like that just chunks the damage down super fast.
I could see that replacing Auspicious Spirits, possibly, if it can get you to high enough Insanity faster. Because, I mean, that's basically what the opening rotation is for, is getting you into Void form.
But didn't it say the cooldown was supposed to be reset? Right? You gain 40 Insanity and the cooldown is reset. Like, I don't think it reset. Check it out for me. Alright, so we're going to get him down. Death. So we definitely generated the Insanity, but
It didn't reset
the cooldown. Because I was going to the next target and it still had like 5 seconds left, and I was like, wait a second. So let's do a bug report on that.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Talent does not seem to be setting Death properly. I think that would be a pretty cool loop. Like, just me, my playstyle, like pretty much constantly doing like open world content, world quests and that kind of stuff. I think that would be like Vampiric Touch, Shadow Word Void, go into like a Mind Flay, drop another Shadow Word Void. You're basically at the point where you can just Death, and then if that would reset, and then you can open up, going straight into like a Devouring Plague. Like, this would feel pretty good. Especially because right now I would hit it again, and I would turn to this guy, and I would just be like, boom, Devouring Plague.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like fully... Yeah, you could just like... You could ignore Void Eruption. This is the playstyle I want. Okay, so I think that's a fairly good look at Shadow, and we're ready to move on to a different specialization. But first, whoop. Look at him.
Oh, he's big and buff. I thought he'd be little and adorable.
No, here's the thing. You can get different ones.
My jaw just popped really loud.
You can get different ones. And he gives you a little vial. So this restores health and removes like a bunch of debuffs.
And he came out with this cute little tray. Like, here you go.
And then they give you like a special thing you can use once a day. So like he'll always let you sell items.
Oh, that's hardcore.
But then you can either change talents or you can have him tell one of your friends how great they are.
I would get him just for the always sell items part.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. I think if I click this, the other thing goes away. I can't remember. So like I sold everything. If I talk to him again, yeah, like the other options go away. You have to take those first, I think. I'm not sure. But I know you can, like, he's one of the stewards that you can collect. All right, so we're going to head back to town. We'll catch up on chat in the meantime. Let's see. Murphy says it's a class fantasy. Your character will succumb to madness, and so will you in real life. Probably true.
That's how I felt when I quit.
Shadow Priest need a spell that makes the target go insane gradually, then start to hurt itself.
That would be cool. That would be actually a really cool concept.
Then Josh says, let's see, finally found my main, one alt. I'll go Warrior Mage. Took me playing about 1 to 3 months per expansion since mob to finally find out what I like. I was Shadow Priest looking. I was struggling with the class in BFA start. Like I said, it's still the specialization that I think is community-wide is kind of being called to have the most changes done to it. And honestly, that's mostly stemming from the fact that people don't like the whole void form mechanic and this insanity drain and everything. But that said, having just played it, like I can see a loop here that I can make with the talents where I can kind of just ignore the whole main mechanic of the specialization.
Well, Shadowform, that's the one they've been wanting remakes of since BFA came out.
Yeah. But yeah, it could be all right. So which one do you want to do? Discipline or Holy? Pick one.
I'll start with Holy.
And what ability do we want to check out with Holy? Oh, did we check out the ability?
I don't think we did.
We didn't check. Okay, we didn't check out the ability. We'll come back around and check it out after we look at the other two.
What's funny is when I learned how to play Disc, I was basically told I wasn't allowed to Holy anymore because most people play Holy and can't Disc. So I was basically forced to Disc.
So what ability are we gonna go try? We've got the Necro Lords have the like Nova thingy, one of those, and the Night Fae had the.
Let's do the Night Fae.
Night Fae. Okay. All right, so we're gonna take Holy Priest, and we're gonna go over to Ardenweald. Check it out. I want the purple portal. All right, here we go. And so along the way, we're going to talk about what is new, what's different with Holy, which I don't know if there's that much. So let's take a look here. So for Holy Priest, we have... Oh, okay. We have Circle of Healing as a baseline ability now for Holy Priest.
That's cool.
So this instant cast, 14-second cooldown, heals the target and 4 injured allies within 30 yards of the target for 1,000. What do you think?
I mean, I basically... that was like one of the go-to for talent specs. So I'm excited to see it as just a skill. I feel like it was needed.
And then, obviously, that used to be a talent. So we now have a new talent available. And this one is called Prayer Circle. See it? It's always fun. Here it is. It says, using Circle of Healing reduces the cast time of your Prayer of Healing by 30% for 8 seconds. So that's gibberish to me. What does that mean?
So basically, pull up Prayer Healing so I can make sure it's what I think it is.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like
Okay.
that. Okay.
So yeah, that's actually really good because it means every time you use Circle of Healing, you get more Prayer of Healing, and Prayer of Healing is what's that? That's like your bait. That's like that was the major AoE ability.
Okay.
And so if you can link up both of those, I'm pretty sure there was already a talent that linked up both of those. Like I think if you cast Circle of Healing for the next couple seconds, Prayer of Healing was free. But honestly, I like the reduced cast time better.
Okay, so you can cast Circle of Healing every 14 seconds. And if you have this, then every 14 seconds you can cast Prayer of Healing for, it's like a 1.2 second cast. Is that worth a talent, do you think?
It depends on depends on what you're doing, because if you're in a raid where you're on a boss that requires a lot of AoE, but you have to move a lot too, that's gonna come in handy.
Okay.
That being said, I always took Binding Heal because then I was healing if the DPS was standing like idiots, then I would be healing the tank and someone else at the same time.
Okay.
Surge of Light I only used briefly. It wasn't so much of something I used.
All right, so taking a look at Holy, those are kind of the main things that we're seeing here. So it looks like, obviously, now as Holy Priest, you've got access to Mind Blast and Mind Seer. Did you have Mind Seer before?
I don't think so.
So Mind Blast, Mind Seer, and Shadow Word Pain now, and Shadow Word Death. In addition to, I mean, it was pretty much just like Smite.
Yeah,
Smite.
that is going to make leveling so much better. Like, holy cow.
Like, that's one of the reasons that Priest is kind of one of my least played classes, because there's 2 healing specs, and generally on healing specs, you're playing a dumbed down version of whatever the caster type spec is. So, like, if you're playing Shaman, right? If you're playing Restoration Shaman and you're like out there killing stuff, you're playing kind of like a not as good version of Elemental, but there's still a lot of buttons to push and stuff like that, and you still got your elementals and but on Priest, especially Holy, it's like it felt like you had like 2 abilities, and your big cooldowns don't help you kill things.
The majority of people would level a DPS spec. I personally leveled Holy because each time the new expansion came out, I would always level the spec I was going to be because I felt like it got me in tune with it quicker.
Yeah, so, I mean, if we talk about changes to Holy, I think just having access to all these, like, shadow abilities is going to make going out and doing, like, world quests and stuff significantly different and a lot better. But outside of that, it looks like, based on Wowhead, there's not... Yeah, you have Holy Fire and Smite. And maybe Holy Nova. So, are you seeing anything that looks drastically new?
Just run around blasting Holy Nova.
All pretty much the same stuff.
I'm trying to remember... Go to Prayer Mending. I think that was the one you basically... Yeah, that was the one you basically used it every time it was off cooldown. That was one of your go-tos.
Okay, so passives, we've got Focused Will. We've got the Mastery Echo of Life, which increases the healing of your direct healing spells. And then Spirit of Redemption. So upon death, you become the Spirit of Redemption for 15 seconds. You cannot move, attack, be attacked, or be targeted by any spells or effects, and your healing spells cost no mana.
I loved when I had the Revival Cloak, because you could die in huge oh crap moments, and then pull this, or if you were a no mana because a boss went too late, but you were still about to kill it, just drop into this.
So they brought back the legendary that revives you when you, after this, instead of dying, you come back to life.
Yeah.
So it's a legendary effect in Shadowlands.
Nice. Yeah, it was a legendary cloak in was it Draenor?
Probably Legion. Was it Legion? I don't know.
I don't remember. It was a while ago.
But yeah, that's a legendary effect, and a lot of people are really excited about that.
I loved that. I got so. Oh, you know what? I know it was Warlords of Draenor because I got so bomb at using that at just the key moments.
So, have you seen this?
Oh,
And look, it teleports.
that is adorable.
And guess what? You can get different forms.
Stop making me want to play.
And guess what?
What?
It lasts forever if you're in a rested zone. It's pretty cool. So I mean, we can go and kill some stuff with the new little like shadow kit that they can use, but more importantly, we can get beat on and kind of maybe mess around with a little bit of the heals. Just kind of see, like I said, I'm pretty scrub at Priest, but you're here to kind of help me out, so we'll see what we can do.
And as a holy priest, never be afraid of your base heal. I don't know why, but a lot of priests that I helped in raiding in the past were like using just flash heal and not their regular heal at all. And it was just screwing up their mana so bad.
He's looking at you.
He's making me uncomfortable.
Okay, so we're going to go up here to the little level 60 Panthers. And we've got our Night Fae ability to check out too, so we'll definitely do that. But now with this baseline kit, I mean, we can kind of do a combo, I think, like killing stuff here. So we've got Holy Fire, right, which puts a dot on something. And we can also use Shadow Word Pain to put a dot on something now. And then Mind Blast has a 14-second cooldown. It does 1,500 shadow damage. How much does Smite do? Yeah, like half that. Like,
Smite.
so I think you probably do want to cast, like, a Mind Blast. It does take mana. Whereas Smite is free, but
stuff's gonna die quicker, which I think is the point of it.
All right. Well, I'm not gonna set up the bar. We're gonna Holy Fire, and we're gonna Shadow Word Pain, and we cast like a Mind Blast, and then we're just gonna like smite this thing until it dies, right?
Yeah.
Am I missing anything in there?
Not really.
I mean, we probably throw like Power Word Shield up to protect ourselves. Like that seemed like that wasn't as many smites.
No.
So we go here.
Holy Fire, smite.
Well, I was missing something because we get the Mind Blast in, right?
Oh yeah.
And then we smite. But once he gets down,
You forgot Holy Fire.
I thought I did it. Well, we've got Shadow Word Death.
That's true. That's gonna be a nice little finish.
Yeah, this just feels like I would actually like just go out there and do stuff as holy, just having access to this. So
yeah,
I'm gonna do this because I know it's gonna pull an extra one, I think. Alright, and then we Mind Blast. Oh, it didn't. You just go into Smite a bunch of times.
Did you forget Holy Fire again?
No, I did it.
Okay.
I think it just went away.
Okay.
Oh, it's just 7 seconds.
Oh, okay.
What's the cooldown? The cooldown's 10 seconds, so I mean, I probably could have reapplied it.
No,
right?
It'll be dead in time.
Mind Blast, Smite. Oh yeah, it wouldn't be worth it. So you only have to smite like 3 times, and then you just Shadow Word Death.
Yeah, I like that better.
That's way better.
So much smoother.
So as far as heals go, we've got our Renew. This is heal over time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we can throw that on. We're just gonna keep killing stuff so we have health that we can replace. This is how you play WoW, guys. You don't just.
There's no healing dummies?
No. You don't just click your abilities. You literally click them from the spellbook while you turn pages. This is the optimal way to play World of Warcraft.
Now you're gonna get that one person in the comments who thinks you're being serious.
Okay, so what else do we have? We've got Prayer of Mending. Will this repeat heal you if you just use it on yourself?
No.
It just does the one? And
yeah.
Then it doesn't.
And then it jumps. It has to jump.
Okay. So we got our baseline heal.
That was a talent I really like. I wonder if they still have that. They had a talent where if you had a bunch of mendings out, you could cast him, and all the mendings would jump continuously. It was pretty cool. I think it was... I don't remember which one it was.
Well.
Oh.
So let's see. Yeah, man, I am liking this. I like this rotation maybe more than actual Shadow, which is kind of sad.
Because Void Form isn't standing there blinking and mocking you.
Right. Okay, so we've got our Prayer of Healing. Oh, it's this one. Gotcha. That's a pretty small animation for 40 yards. All right, and then we got all of our holy words and stuff too. So let's take a look at the Night Fae ability. So this is the one that says, surround yourself with helpful sprites. I wonder what the animation is going to look like.
I hope it looks cool.
Causing your next 10 spells cast aid your target depending on your chosen spell. Okay, so we can cast Power Word Shield and get back 2% of our mana. We can cast Flash Heal or Heal and reduce damage taken by 10%. Or we can cast Prayer of Healing and reduce the cooldowns of one major ability for all targets by 3 seconds. So which one is... Okay, so Prayer of Healing. Do we want to just like... I mean, we can... Let's see how long the buff is.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, I like that.
And it's a 1-minute buff. Wow,
Yeah.
That looks pretty cool.
That's pretty good. But you can use it 10 times,
right.
It looks like.
So, I don't
Well, it
even
has
think...
the counter for you. That's what I
we
meant
don't
to
have
say.
We don't have Power Word Shield on here. Anywhere. Okay, so Power Word Shield would give us some more mana back. Can we spend mana somehow? Like, super...
Just spam a heal on yourself, I guess. Although it's not really gonna...
Oh, no, that's going to eat up our charges.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Heal and Flash Heal. So let's see if we get a little buff. Yeah, so we got Echo of Lights. That's a priest one. Fae Blessings. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's like... Yeah, 15 seconds. And then if we use a major cooldown...
Oh, Echo of Light. What's that do again? That's been in here before.
Okay, well...
That's a holdover.
Yeah, that... Okay, we went on cooldown. Got it.
Oh, go to Benediction. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. Oh, no. Never mind.
Okay, so, I mean, this one is pretty straightforward, I think. Like, you just kind of pick and choose the targets that you want to do this stuff on. Like, I could definitely see, like, you use Fae Blessings and then you Flash Heal or Heal in the tank. Like, 10% reduced damage taken. That's a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And then Prayer of Healing, like, that's probably pretty solid after everybody does, like, the big, you know, like, burst window and uses all their cooldowns and stuff. Powered Shield? I don't know. What are you usually casting Powered Shield on?
In holy form, if I would use it, I'd usually just use it on myself because I mean a disc priest is gonna have a better shield, so the disc priest should be the one always putting the shield on the tank.
Okay. So, do you think the 2% mana is like good? Bad? Seems real small.
I think it's a nice start. I mean, having that mana regeneration is always good. So, I mean, I would be casting Power Word Shield on myself whenever I needed it. but I'd have to see how it works in action. Like, is it big enough that it's going to make a difference, or is it too small and not really worth it?
I wonder if you can...
Well, mana's always going to be worth it.
I wonder if you can cast, like, shield... Like, shield... Okay, so Power Word Shield doesn't have a cooldown for us, right? Oh, let's cast this. This is 5,000. Let's take some big chunks. We have a huge mana pool. Like, holy cow.
Yeah. If you just blast your AoE abilities, that'll kill your mana.
That's what I'm trying to do. Get away from me, Panther. I'm gonna open up my book again. We're gonna take care of you.
Your clicking is making someone hurt somewhere.
It's all good. Okay, so what I want to do is try to get down to, like, a low enough amount of mana here. I want to see if we can cast Power Word Shield on ourselves and get, like, 2%, 2%, 2%, 2%. Like, is that even worth it? Like, how much is 2% of our mana? We have 100,000?
If you can cast it 10 times and it successfully, I mean, that's 20% of your mana pack.
Yeah, but you're having to spend
3,400
to... Oh, let's just see.
That's the kicker.
No, because we already have it. So it won't let us...
You'd have to click it off and then use it again.
Yeah, no, that's definitely not worth it.
No.
Not even close. I don't want to mind control this thing. Okay, so yeah, I think I don't know. It's not an overly exciting ability, but it's there. I think it definitely has some applications, some uses. All right, let's see. We can't quite hearth back, so we're going to close out and come back in and make a different priest, and we'll look at discipline. And we'll look at the Necro Lord ability, and then we still have to bounce back and look at the Kyrian ability on Shadow.
Okay.
So we'll do that. All right, so what's the new priest going to be?
I don't know.
This one?
Oh, God, no. No.
Come on.
No. It makes me uncomfortable looking at it. How about a troll?
There's someone out there that looks like this right now, and they're very offended. Zandalar troll or regular troll? Let's do regular
I'm very offended that I have to look at them.
There's some controversial opinions on my channel today.
I'm joking. Should probably say that. Sure, let's go with that.
Okay. I like to name my beta characters like a 3-year-old.
I noticed. I mean, Soul Sharts.
Oh, that's a brilliant warlock name, okay? Let's see. Ronan says, was looking forward to your priest vid. No, you were excited for it. Well, hey, I've got help, so it's all good. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to take a look at Discipline and the Necro Lord Covenant ability. Let's get a quick refresher. All right. Let's get out there and go. We need to switch over to Discipline. Oh, this is going to be fun. Because I've never liked Atonement. I literally read stuff about Atonement and I'm like, my brain.
I don't remember what it does.
Atonement's the main little thing that you put on your targets when you use the shields.
Oh, yeah,
stuff.
it's the dot. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had to have a UI to tell me, like, I had it embedded in my raid UI so that people would flash when their atonement was about to come off, because it was just such a pain to keep track of. Like, that was the biggest learning curve for me.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the biggest learning curves for Discipline Priests anyway.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to head over there, and then we're going to remember to turn the sound back on when we're done. Yeah, it's off right now.
Oops.
Okay, so let's take a look at what is new for Discipline. It looks like we have The addition of Mind Blast, right? Which we've got for all priests now. The 14-second cooldown. Wow, this says it also prevents the next 2,000 damage the target would deal. That's an interesting little twist.
Yeah.
Huh. And then we have a new talent and a reworked talent. So the new talent is Light's Caress. It says allies are healed for 2,000 when they gain the benefit of your power word barrier, and healed again for 2,000 if they are under your barrier when it expires.
It depends on what the amounts on barrier are now, because barrier is one of your big abilities, so it's basically buffing your big ability.
So let's see. Protects allies at the target location for 10 seconds, reducing all damage taken by 25% and preventing damage from delaying spellcasting. So, I mean, 25% damage reduction on a bunch of allies.
Yeah, it's a great ability. The issue, what the biggest issue with that ability was if you're in a raid boss area where you have to do a ton of movement or people can't be close together, it felt kind of lacking.
Okay. It's also got a big 3-minute cooldown. But I mean, like, taking a talent like this, it's like, okay, so you prevent damage and you get a heal. So, okay, does the barrier is like a bubble you just put out?
Yeah.
And you have to stay in it? Okay, so that's what it means. Like, if they're underneath it, when it expires, they get an extra heal.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay.
So it would really depend on the fight for that one.
Got it.
And what the other two skills do.
Okay. And then the reworked talent was Shadow Covenant. Says instant cast, 20-second cooldown, instantly heals the target and 4 other injured allies within 30 yards for 1,800, and increases the shadow damage you deal by 25% for 7 seconds. But during this period, you are unable to cast any holy spells.
I can't remember if that was the one I used to take or Sins of the Many, but I don't have a number comparison to decide right now, like, how I feel about that.
Yeah, and this one, like I said, it's a little bit tweaked. I don't know. This seems like if you're in a situation where you have the opportunity to just kind of do some DPS or something, like you kind of throw out a heal and be like, hey, I'm gonna top everybody off, and then you got 7 seconds where you can kind of like dot a bunch of stuff, I would assume.
Yeah.
With some of your shadow damage. That might be okay. All right, so let's go check out the rotation, the abilities, all that kind of good stuff. So are we seeing anything super new? We've got our Holy Nova. We got Pain Suppression. Penance is back.
Yeah, Penance. It's been there.
We got our Barrier, our Power Word Radiance, Purify Rapture, Shadowman and Shadow Fiend?
Those two were always there.
Were they? Okay.
Yeah.
Because Discipline is like the mix of Holy and Shadow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you're doing damage to heal people, so.
So it looks like we've got Atonement. So Power Word Shield, Shadow Mend, and Power Word Radiance apply Atonement to your target for 15 seconds. Your spell damage heals all targets affected by Atonement for 50% of the damage done. Okay. We've got our Focused Will. Our Mastery is Grace, which increases the healing and absorption on your targets that have Atonement. And then we've got Power of the Dark Side. Purge the Wicked has a chance to empower your next penance with Shadow, increasing its effectiveness by 50%. What's Purge the Wicked?
One of your...
Purge the Wicked.
I thought that was
that's a talent.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I thought that was a talent.
Okay, so Shadow Word Pain is what has a chance to do it. If you don't have
I
the
think
talent.
that was one of the ones I usually took, too.
If you don't have the talent. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
For AoE fights, I would take Halo, and then non-really AoE needing, I would take Purge the Wicked. I can't believe they've kept Divine Star around for this long because I can't remember it ever being as good as the other two.
I like it because it's shiny.
Of course you do.
If we're being honest. Okay. So what's the normal like damage rotation that we're doing for discipline is basically we're just going to like
dot it up.
Purge the wicked on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you normally just like penance and then was it smite or mind blast, one of those? I can't remember since everything's like merged into like all priests now.
Yeah.
But that's you have like 1 dot penance and then you just spam something.
Smite's always been your filler.
Yeah, smite. Okay. So has that changed at all? We've got mind blast, so obviously I think like with holy we want to throw mind blast out there. And then we've got shadow word death,
which will be cool.
And then smite. So yeah, these targets are pretty low, so they're probably going to die pretty fast.
Don't forget to shield yourself.
But you just purge the wicked, penance, right? And
mind
then,
blast.
Well, we've got, mind blast. What's this proc? Okay, that's our power of the dark side.
Yeah.
So we would penance again. I've always liked Penance's ability. I think it looks pretty cool, and
yeah, I like the visual for it.
Yeah, it can hit pretty hard too. Right there. Throw in that mind blast, and then we're basically just spamming smite until we can penance again.
Yeah,
and making sure we keep our dots up.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you do your self healing on discipline? Like, is there any, like, for me,
you're healing yourself right now because you have atonement up.
Right. But do you just cast, like, a base level heal? Like, we got not desperate prayer, right?
No. I just keep atonement on myself when I need it.
And atonement, we're getting that through the shield?
Mm-hmm. The shield, like,
basically
anything that applies a shield to you.
Got it. Okay. So what's our Necrolord ability? We've got this Nova thing going on. Unholy Nova. Dark energy heals allies within 15 yards for 2100 and infects enemies with unholy transfusion. So this will deal shadow damage over 15 seconds and we get to heal ourselves. So let's be real dumb.
That's actually really good for discipline because then you got your double healing going on because you're putting out damage and heals with the ability.
Yeah, I think this ability sounds pretty cool. And what I want to do here is just kind of like let them wail on me for just a minute. And then just go, boom!
But you also didn't have shield on yourself.
I should have had the shield on myself first. I mean, that's doing a decent amount of damage. And like,
and if you had atonements kept up, it would be healing you constantly.
Okay. Alright, well, let's get rid of these. And it's on a pretty short cooldown, so we can try it again. I just don't have any of these damage abilities on my bar.
Do we want to check chat, too?
Yeah, we definitely will.
Don't die. Get up atonement.
I'm gonna die. You're supposed to teach me. No. What am I doing? Smite. Okay, I need to kill this guy because he's not as strong.
Penance. Shield yourself.
Smite. Oh, I could do the Necrolord thing here and get a big chunky shield. Boom. Now what you gonna do? Nothing. Alright, let's mind blast this guy. Oh, and I keep looking at Purge the Wicked. And I'm like, where is my Shadow Word Pain? Where's my Shadow Word Pain? Yeah, that Fleshcraft ability
Don't forget
is pretty
Shadow
good.
Word Death, too.
Right. I know. He's not there yet. Maybe he's there. Okay, he's gone. Okay. So how do we just, like, shadow him in now? When we're out of combat?
Yeah, you can.
Geeky Barista, what's up, dude? How you doing? Okay, so we got the thing back. So we want to gather them up.
Actually,
and shield first.
Actually, Geeky, he doesn't like Priest, and that's what I mained for a long time and Mythic rated with. So that's kind of why I'm here.
Yeah, the main thing is, like, I can get on Priest and figure things out, and I can make a guide and everything, but, like, once I'm done, I just don't play Priest anymore. So, since Ehgi does play Priest quite a bit, and definitely has a higher level of experience for me, and I just wanted her to come on the stream for fun. Yeah, she's here. Okay, so, Shield, and then Unholy Nova, and then I need to, like, start casting some DPS abilities to, like, get these heals going, right?
Yeah.
So I want to do this. Should I, like, multi-dot with this?
Yeah.
Think? Definitely.
Yeah.
Get my shield back up. Okay. This is going a heck of a lot better, right?
Multi-pass.
Gotta keep the shield up. Alright, we got dots about to fall off of this guy. And that guy. Let's get this back up. Should have Mind Blast up again.
Don't forget to keep Purge the Wicked up on him.
Shadow Word Death. Didn't quite make it.
Darn.
Shadow.
Shield.
No shield. I don't shield on this class.
I think you're doing something very wrong then.
Why do I feel like it always comes down to this one last guy that just, like, won't die? Okay, that definitely, like, I didn't do that perfectly, but that was a heck of a lot better.
Yes.
I like this ability a lot.
I'm so proud of you.
This is cool. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I like that. I already said I like that for Discipline Priest a lot.
But you don't get a cute little, like, puppy form, and you also don't get a cute little steward. You get this. Give me a shield of necro bones. Look at that. Look at the face. It matches.
A troll was the right pick for that.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. We gotta try the Venthyr one, but yeah, I like the Necro Lord. Alright, so the last thing we have to do for Priest is we have to pop over and try out the Kyrian ability on Shadow. And then we're going to take a mini break because our dogs are needing to go out and all that kind of good stuff. And come back and do Warrior? No, just me. It's just going to be me for Warrior.
Kind of hitting my limit. Sorry, guys. I am a disabled veteran, so...
Alright, so let's go check out Shadow with this ability. Since we totally forgot to do it earlier. We've already checked out all of Shadow, so if you're just tuning in and you want to see Shadow, you should be able to rewind the stream or check out the VOD. Alright. It's funny, like, we still have this shield up. Man, that's a long time. Our black lab is super whiny. She's off whining on the stairs.
She's our only non-rescue, and you can tell she's
so
not
spoiled.
a rescue.
Yeah. Like.
Hey, Scumpy.
What's up, bro? How you and the wife doing? We are doing pretty good. Hey, we never turned the sound back on. Oh, man. That's one of the downsides here. Like, we can't, like, both listen in on the headphones, so we don't notice the sound's off, so...
Yeah.
Shame on somebody for not yelling at us.
Oh, that's the thing, Geeky. Our other two dogs are passed out because it's so hot outside. They'll play for a little bit and then come inside and just pass out on the cool floor. Poor things.
I feel like you're taking up all the room. Like, you're shoving me off screen.
I'm prettier to look at.
I am not gonna argue with you.
While we're traveling, guys, this Pepe was actually gifted to me because the first time I saw Pepe in the game, I misread his name as PP. I thought there were double E's. So for a whole day, I was referring to PP. And finally, a friend corrected me. And then another friend sent me both dolls, this one and the Explorer Pepe.
I feel like that's just like a very like Leslie Note Parks and Rec kind of thing to do. Like, I could just see her being like, "It's PP." What are you
I
talking
got
about?
the cutest little dolls out of it, though.
Okay, so this ability, what does this do again? Oh, this is the weird one. Okay, Boon of the Ascended with a 3-minute cooldown. So for 10 seconds, we're going to get access to Ascended Nova. This is going to replace our Mind Flay with Ascended Blast and increase movement speed by 50%. And then when it expires, it's just going to deal a big chunk of damage and healing based on each stack of Boon of the Ascended, which I'm assuming we're going to get from Ascended Blast. Do we have like, is it going to put Ascended Nova and stuff like in our book somewhere? Like, how do we put that on our bar? So that we can use it and not tab through the, this like I've been doing.
I was surprised it wasn't under general.
Don't apologize. We know who the real priest expert is. Let's see. Corgi's asleep and spoiled. Can't wait to PvP on Shadowlands. I don't know if I'll end up PvPing at all, but it's probably going to be fun. Let's see. Question to our U.S. friends. We have a debate here with my guests. How much would it cost me if I have no insurance and need to be in the hospital for 1 day and night? How much would it cost me? Depends on what's going on, but way more than you would want to pay.
Yeah, I mean...
like an overnight stay? Yeah.
I mean, an ambulance ride alone is like $8,000 where we are. I mean, for us, because we're veterans, it's covered for us as long as we go to a VA-covered hospital. But, like, for my mother-in-law, for example, it was an $8,000 ride.
Yeah, being a disabled vet in the U.S. in terms of healthcare is like living in a country that actually has
universal
healthcare. So it's weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's also because of the area we're in, because if you go to the Northeast, they have really long queues and it can take up like 2 years to get your yearly in. But here in Omaha, because it's a smaller area and we have a great hospital, it takes me a month or two to get in for an appointment.
Now everybody knows where I live.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. You ready to do this? So
yes, sorry.
We gotta pay attention. This is only 10 seconds. So we're gonna... Boop. Nope. Can't... Okay, 1.4 second cast, and then it's gonna turn our number 4 into something crazy. Okay, and then this is Ascended Nova. Blah. Are we getting stacks of something over there?
Yeah.
9 stacks.
9, 14.
Okay, and then it expired and did some damage.
Yeah.
That seemed pretty cool. Actually.
Yeah. Although on disc, I wouldn't want another dot to pay attention to.
That's true. Let's do Void Eruption. My target is dead. I thought I had this one selected. Okay. Cool. Well, I'm going to hang around and definitely try out this ability one more time. You can if you want, or if you're worried about the dogs, you can get them. It's up to you.
I can wait a little longer.
8K for the ambulance. Move to us, please. It's pretty ridiculous. Still fighting to get my disability connected to military service. Taken 2 years so far. Yeah, it can take a long time for sure. They didn't even properly explain it to me when I got out, so it was like 2 or 3 years before I even like went to apply for disability.
Yeah, he was medically separated, so it was, I mean, when we did apply, it was easy to get it for him, but it was a weird situation. Mine, we went down south, and they have a much shorter queue, and mine actually took only 6 months. But I also, I was at the end of my term, so I didn't have to medically separate, but I wasn't allowed to re-enlist because of my disability, so they weren't gonna really take time arguing it.
Yeah, I like this rotation where I just ignore Void Eruption altogether.
Yeah.
Pretty nice. We got about a minute left until we can try the ability again, and we're going to go over to this area because we can get, like, I don't know, a bunch of things. We can get 4 or 5, maybe 6 together and see how all that's going to work out. It said, so we don't generate any insanity with this, which is kind of weird, I guess, on Shadow Priest. Maybe the abilities themselves do. It doesn't say, like, in the tooltip here, but that's something to check out too. I really wish we could just see the abilities in the book.
Yeah, it seems really weird that they're not listed. I don't know, maybe it's something they're going to add. It doesn't make sense.
All right, so we're coming up on being able to use this again. Like I said, we're going to go over here. And we've got at least 5 things we can grab real quick. Let's go ahead, and there's a good chance I'm going to die here, you guys. There's a reason that Ehgi's here helping me with Priest. All right, so let's do this. Boon of the Ascended and Blast. And then this, it does generate Insanity, so we just want to, like...
Might want to put a shield on, you know, just so you don't die during
Look at
this.
how much we can spam this thing.
Yeah, that's
insane.
crazy. That's a pretty good AoE.
Yeah, actually, that's pretty solid. We didn't really generate a whole lot of Insanity through it. But, that being said...
It did do a decent job.
Yeah, I mean, these things are, like, level 52. I'm level 60.
Okay.
But I mean, that would have been a heck of a lot worse without that. You could spam the hell out of that.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting that.
All right, well, I'm going to sneak off over here where I won't get attacked. Look at these crafting materials.
That's pretty.
Yeah.
So they can put, like, it bothers me that some of the trees, the graphics are still so flat. Because they put in some of these, like, really high detailed pieces, and then here and there you'll find these really low detailed pieces.
Yeah, but it's so pretty.
Yeah, I agree. It is pretty.
All right, so big question. Are you playing WoW now? For Shadowlands? We'll put the pressure on. No, you guys, that's going to do it for the Priest deep dive. So, like I said, we're going to AFK in just a minute, and I'll be back all by my lonesome for the Warrior deep dive, which is going to be a lot of fun. We'll check that out. We didn't turn the sound back on again. Thanks for being patient with us. You know, like I said, this is a little bit of a different setup. Thanks for actually jumping onto the stream and hanging out for Priest.
My pleasure. It was really good to be on here for you guys.
Everyone gets to see you now.
Felt nice to talk about Priest. I don't know what the heck just happened.
Maddening Tome. Where did this come from? What the heck?
Something happened.
What's going on?
What happened?
I don't know.
Is it one of your talents?
I didn't see it pop up earlier.
Me neither. That was... Is it an area thing?
Who knows? We're going to end the Priest showcase with a mystery. All right, you guys. We're going to take off.
Camera.
And like I said, I'll be back shortly. I'm not ending the stream, just AFKing for a few minutes while we go let the dogs out and get some drinks. And I kind of reset up for just me on camera. And we'll go from there. All right. See you in just a bit. All right, you guys, I gotta make a camera adjustment here. That'll work, I guess. All right, so that was Ehgi. That was my wife, and it was very nice of her to come on and cover Priest with me, help me out, make sure that, you know, yeah, just kind of make sure that that went pretty well, and I had a good idea of what was going on for Priest. I've got a pretty good grasp on how to get out there and like kill stuff on Priest, but when it comes to the healing, not as experienced, especially not in recent expansions. So definitely cool of her to come along and do that. So if you get the chance and you're in Discord, give her a shout out, say thanks. We appreciate it. All that kind of good stuff. So with all that said, we're back to just me, and we're going to be checking out the Warrior. So obviously Warrior is what I've been maining for most of BFA, primarily Prot Warrior at this point. And we're going to take a look at everything. I did level with Fury, play a little bit of Arms, but mainly have been playing Prot. So we're going to take a look at all the specializations, and we're going to take a look at the Covenant abilities, just like what we did with Priest. And I'm actually pretty excited. I was on a podcast yesterday, and we were kind of talking about a protection warrior build that sounds pretty fun. So I'm looking forward to trying out that. That's just a mix of talents and stuff. So we'll get to look at that today too. What do we want to be for our first warrior? We're going to end up with 2 of them, I'm assuming. Let's go. Why don't we just be... A shout out to my friend who got me into World of Warcraft. His character was a human warrior, so I think we'll make just a regular old human warrior as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. This is definitely a Dragon Ball Z warrior, so let's do it. All right, hopefully you guys can hear me, right? We're all good. I think I have everything set up properly. It says I'm really needed to learn Arms. I have a Fury one at the moment. Okay, you definitely can hear me, so that's good. Yeah. Arms, I liked what they, like, it took me a while to come around, but I ended up playing Arms a good deal at the end of Legion, and I was like, man, I actually like this. And then we got into BFA, and they made some changes to it, and I was like, no, I don't like it as much anymore. I actually don't really like it at all anymore. And I was just getting into it. I was really excited. I was like, man, I think I might play Arms in Battle for Azeroth. But, you know, then those changes came in. I was like, nah, never mind. No, thank you. On Shadowlands, do you start at level 60? No, you start at level, if you're max level currently, you're going to start at level 50, and you level from 50 to 60. On the beta, we can make level 60 characters just to kind of test max level stuff. So, yeah, you start at 50 and you go to 60. It looks like we're Fury right now. Okay, so we're going to be following along with the Wowhead article about warrior changes. So I'm going to hit the link for that up in the chat. That way you guys can follow along, check that out with me if you want to. Here we go. Isn't Arms topping the charts though? I don't know, they might be, but that still doesn't make it like the numbers. I don't care as much about the numbers, right? I care about like whether the class is fun to me and whether I like to play it. And I haven't yet found any combination of like talents and abilities on Arms where I'm like, yeah, this feels great compared to Prot or Fury. So yeah, they may be topping the charts. Okay, so we've got that going, and it looks like we're starting out with, I don't want to start out with Fury. Let's start out with Arms. I don't want to end on Arms. We're just gonna start with Arms. All right, and we need to make sure we have a two-handed weapon equipped. All right, so let's take a look at what these Covenant abilities are. We're going to test all of them except for the Venthyr one. Okay, so for Kyrian, we've got Spear of Bastion. Instant 1 minute cooldown. Says throw a Kyrian spear at the target location, dealing 2,000 arcane damage instantly and an additional 2,200 damage over 4 seconds. Enemies hit are tethered to the Spear of Bastion's location for the duration, and this generates 25 rage. So a little bit of a crowd control, and actually 4,200 damage is a lot of damage for something on a 1 minute cooldown. That's actually pretty good. All right, so we'll test that one out. And this is the one that I think we've known about for the longest, too. It's one of the first ones they revealed in the alpha. For the Night Fae, we have Ancient Aftershock. Instant 1.5 minute cooldown. Slam the ground with your weapon, releasing a shockwave dealing 2,300 nature damage and stunning up to 5 enemies for 1.5 seconds. Enemies struck take 441 nature damage every 2 seconds for 12 seconds and transfer it to you as 6 rage. So we've got a decent, like a pretty solid amount of damage being done, plus an AoE stun, which is pretty cool. I really like Shockwave on Protection Warrior, and if you're not a Protection Warrior, this does give you access to something that's kind of like Shockwave on a longer cooldown. But then on top of that, they're going to take nature damage every 2 seconds for 12 seconds and generate rage for you. So that actually sounds like a fairly solid ability just all around. And I think I want to try that one maybe on Fury. For the Venthyr, we've got Condemn. Learn Condemn, replacing Execute. Condemn deals shadow damage. Can be used on enemies who are above 80% health or below 20% health, and weakens the target, preventing some of the damage they would deal to you. So, you know, kind of like an upgraded Execute here. You can start the fight with it, and you can end the fight with it. And then finally, for the Necro Lords, we've got Conqueror's Banner. Oh yeah, this is kind of a weird one. It's instant with a 2 minute cooldown. You brandish the banner of the Necrolords for 2 minutes. This reminds me of like a Diablo or Path of Exile ability. The banner increases your movement speed by 10% and causes Mortal Strike or some other ability in a different specialization to grant you glory. Killing an enemy grants 2 stacks of glory. Reactivating this ability plants the banner in the ground, granting 20% maximum health and 50% attack speed to you and 4 allies within 15 yards of the banner. It lasts 2 seconds per glory, up to 30 seconds. So, you just have the banner for 2 minutes, and this gives you a boost in move speed, which is nice in general. And then anytime you use whatever the ability is, you get glory, a single stack, and if you kill an enemy, you get 2 stacks. You basically can get up to, if you have 15 stacks, you get the maximum amount of time out of the second part of the ability, which basically just plants the banner down, and it gives health and attack speed to your group as long as you stay around the banner. It's interesting, and I love this plate armor. It looks so good. Okay, so I think we're gonna try the Night Fae ability with Fury. I think we're going to try the Necrolord ability with Arms, and we're going to try the Kyrian ability with Protection. So we're going to head out to Maldraxxus and check out the Necrolord ability and also take a look at Arms. And before all that, while we're headed there on the way, we're going to look at the broad changes to Warrior and the abilities that are now available across the whole class, not just spec-specific stuff. So, we've got new baseline abilities for the Warrior. Up here in our big Warrior tab, we've got Challenging Shout as a baseline ability. This is going to taunt all enemies within 10 yards to attack you for 6 seconds. So, big oh crap taunt button that we can push. But it is on a fairly long 4-minute cooldown. And that's a pretty significant cooldown. But if you have those moments where you're like, man, I need to taunt everything, then you've got it. And not just on Protection, you've got it on all the specializations. Execute is available across all the specializations now as well. Pretty nice. Gonna be nice to have that on protection. We've got Hamstring for our little CC ability. Ignore Pain, oddly, is usable across all specializations now. So this ignores 50% of damage taken up to 3,600 total damage prevented and cost 48 rage and is on a 12-second cooldown. It might be a little bit different for protection since this is one of their big abilities. Intervene is also available for all specializations, which is kind of interesting because Intervene is basically what you use as your charge on Protection Warrior. So that's kind of weird. It's like having an extra charge of charge if you're on Arms or Fury, which, I mean, more movement is always great. So that's probably going to be a nice little quality of life thing to have there. I mean, you could also use it for its ability too, but like, who cares about that, right? We're just charging. Then we have Shield Block. These are some interesting ones. We have Shield Block, which requires a shield. So, I don't know why. I don't know why we have this on something that isn't protection. Same thing with a Shield Slam, which also requires a shield. I'm definitely not equipping a shield as Arms or Fury. Well, I mean, no. Like, just no, but you could now because Fury is able to use one-handers now. So you could maybe... I don't know. That just sounds horrible. Slam is available across the board too now, so a little extra damaging ability there for the other classes. Spell Reflect is also available across the board. And also we have Whirlwind for all the specializations as well. So oddly enough, I feel like just a lot of the Protection Warrior kit got given to everyone, right? Ignore Pain, Intervene, Shield Block, Shield Slam, Spell Reflect. Like, that's 5 abilities easily that were part of protection specifically. Whereas we got what? Execute, maybe Hamstring, Slam, maybe, and maybe Whirlwind. I don't know. So basically, if you are not a Protection Warrior, you have a bunch of their abilities now. So let's see. Josh says, are Fury Warriors better or worse with 2 single-handed weapons or 2 two-handers? So we're going to take a look at that when we get to Fury, but it's one of those, yeah, we'll talk about it when we get to Fury. I've got an opinion about it, but one-handed Fury is something that's currently available in beta. Arms is a monster right now. I love it. Good, Ronan. Maybe you can tell me if I'm like totally missing something when we do this showcase, because I don't know that I necessarily am. I just think I just don't like it. But we'll see. Okay, so let's take a look and check out what Arms actually has going on that's different. Actually, Warriors, we've got baseline talents. Okay, yeah, there's a couple other things to look at here. Mostly the talent things. We also have Shattering Throw. So this is a new ability that got, it's a returning ability that got added back in. 1.5 second cast, 3-minute cooldown. You hurl your weapon at the enemy, causing 1,000 physical damage, ignoring armor, and removing any magical immunities. It deals up to 500% increased damage to absorb shields. So they specifically put this back and turned it into this sort of niche ability that they kind of wanted to give warriors this flavor of like they destroy absorb shields. So that's in there now. And then we also have some baseline talents, which are War Machine. Your auto attacks generate 10% more rage. Killing an enemy instantly generates 10 rage and increases your movement speed by 30% for 8 seconds. So this is just kind of like it keeps you moving. And then we also have Double Time, increases the maximum number of charges on charge by 1 and reduces its cooldown by 3 seconds. Always really nice to have to keep you moving as well. So we've got all the new baseline abilities. We've got Shattering Throw as a returning ability, and we've got War Machine and Double Time as baseline talents. All right, so let's jump down to arms. All right, so here's what we got. Piercing Howl can now be used by arms warriors. So we have this instant 30-second cooldown, snares all enemies within 12 yards, reducing their movement speed by 70% for 8 seconds. So we've got a pretty nice AoE crowd control ability here. We also have... If I can read here. I think I'm missing it. Here it is. Okay. Cleave has been redesigned. So it says strikes up to 5 enemies in front of you for 734 physical damage, inflicting deep wounds. Cleave will consume your overpower effect to deal increased damage. And the change here, I think, has to do with Whirlwind. I don't know if this is an actual change or if it's outdated, so we'll just pass on it for right now. We also have Deadly Calm. This also has been redesigned. It says reduces the rage cost of your next 4 abilities by 100%. Instant cast 1 minute cooldown, and passively increases your maximum rage by 30. So now it's 100% reduction on rage cost of your next 4 abilities, which is a little bit crazy. And then Dreadnought is the final one here that's been kind of tweaked. It says Dreadnought says Overpower has 2 charges and causes a seismic wave, dealing 482 damage to up to 5 enemies in a 10-yard line. That's not very much damage, but it's not awful. Yep, and that's pretty much it. So let's take a look and see if anything on the passives and stuff has changed. We've got our deep wounds still, so Mortal Strike and Blade Storm are going to inflict deep wounds, dealing bleed damage over 12 seconds and increasing the damage the enemy takes from you by a significant amount. Seasoned Soldier, your auto attack critical strikes generate more rage. And then Tactician, you have a chance per rage spent on damaging abilities to reset the remaining cooldown on Overpower. So as far as abilities go and our rotation goes, we have our Colossus Smash, instant cast, 45-second cooldown. We're going to smash the enemy's armor, dealing a buttload of damage, actually. 19 is pretty high on the scale here, and increasing damage you deal to them by 30% for 10 seconds. Then we have Overpower, so instant 12 seconds cooldown. We're going to overpower the enemy, dealing 960. Once again, pretty high damage. Cannot be blocked, dodged, or parried. This increases the damage of your next Mortal Strike by 20%, stacking up to 2 times. So if we Colossus Smash, we've got 30%. If we Overpower, we've got 50%. And then we Mortal Strike, and we deal 1,500 physical damage. Once again, super high, and that's going to be boosted up to around like 2,300 if we have Colossus Smash and Overpower going, potentially higher if we've got the 2 charges, 2 stacks of Overpower. And then along with that, we've got our Blade Storm, our 1.5 minute cooldown AoE ability that we can use. And we have Sweeping Strikes if we want to make our single target damaging abilities hit an additional target within 8 yards. Now, the baseline abilities that we have that we're going to work in there, we've got Execute, we've got Victory Rush, and we've got Whirlwind. We also still have Slam as an ability, and it's weird because I don't see it on the bar here, but Slam is typically like your rage spending filler ability, but you can combo it with Whirlwind, which will make Slam hit several nearby targets instead of just a single one. So let's go ahead and put that in here and just kind of like move this stuff down. I don't care about that. So let's check it out. All right, we're going to charge in. Colossus Smash, Overpower, Mortal Strike, Execute. That's pretty chunky damage. These targets are significantly lower than me, so Take that all with a grain of salt. Here we overpower. We can Mortal Strike. Overpower. We've got Slam that we could spam in. Because we want to spend Rage. I don't know. I mean, that's... As far as I know, that's like this. This is the generic, we didn't do anything cool with talents way to play. But it hits like a truck. I mean, I come out here on every class for one of the specializations to kind of try out and see what's going on. And this damage is pretty chunky compared to a lot of the other classes that I've played on. It actually doesn't feel that bad. I think that is one of the things about Armed Warrior that I think always kind of put me off a little bit, is the fact that it feels like Colossus Smash and Overpower should be a significant part of your like rotation, but Colossus Smash has the 45-second cooldown, and then with a 12-second cooldown on Overpower, like, I don't know, unless you get those procs, which we're getting several times here, the rotation can feel super slow. But as long as you're getting the procs on Overpower like that, it actually doesn't feel too bad. Yeah, this is actually like flowing pretty well. Oh, okay. So Intervene is back, or is available, but for arms here, you can only cast it on an ally. Got it. So that means it's not really a charge filler ability, or like it's not an extra charge of charge really, because you can only use it on an ally. Whereas protection, you just use it on both things. Yeah, this is hitting real hard. It's kind of silly, actually. That doesn't feel too bad. Let's check out the Necro Lord ability. So we have the Conqueror's Banner. So if we click this, we're going to have the banner for 2 minutes, which is going to increase our movement speed by 10% and causing Mortal Strike to grant us glory, as well as killing a target will grant us glory as well. I kind of want to go somewhere where we're going to have access to more enemies that aren't as spread out potentially. So let's see if we can find a little good spot to hit up for that. That's a level 54. Also, it'd be nice to find like some level 60s, but I don't know if we'll find those. I think it's so weird they don't have like the music in. Oh, there's an elite. Could go fight an elite. Oh, there's actually quite a few enemies down here anyway as well. Are they following the elite, or is this just kind of populated a little bit better? Oh no, it just looks like it's populated a little better. Okay, so let's go ahead and brandish the banner, right? So we get increased movement speed, and anytime we Mortal Strike something, we're gonna get a stack of glory. So I don't really care about... Don't care too much about looting or anything here. I really just want to get in like as many of these Mortal Strikes as I can. All right, we're still at 2 minutes, which means we haven't crossed over to 1 minute yet. So if we can get in... So we're at 7 stacks, and I just hit a minute into this. All right, we got 40 seconds left. We're up to 9 stacks. So let's go see if we can take down this elite before the banner runs out. We have to push the button again. So let's see if we can get over there. All right, we got 25. Come on, let's do it. Let's go. Heroic leap. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go. Okay, and charge and cast the banner. Here we go. Boom. What is this banner doing again? Okay, it is giving us maximum health and attack speed. Okay. Oh wow, this guy is like wrecking me pretty hard. Woo! I have so much rage though. Oh my goodness. I need to like dump this. It's those tornadoes that are getting me. Alright, well we're totally out of the out of the banner buff now. Woo! Alright, let's get away. Run away! Run away! Yeah, so I'm not a huge fan of the Necrolord ability for warriors. I love the plate armor set, but I just am not really feeling the ability. And I'm sure that it is like... It's probably not bad. I just really don't... I don't know. It's like just this loop that I don't enjoy. The banner visual is one of the coolest I've seen so far. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it might look okay, but just me personally, I don't like the mechanic. But that said, I did actually like arms just now. Like, that felt pretty good. I wasn't fighting stuff on my level, but I feel like fighting stuff on my level would just increase the enjoyment because I would actually get to do more of the rotation, which I think would be a good thing. All right, so next we're going to check out Fury. And Fury, we're going to go to Ardenwield and check out that ability. And we'll talk about this Fury change for one-handed versus two-handed and stuff. Okay, so when it comes to Fury, here's the changes we have. Let's see, do we have anything about... I want to see if WoW had like covered it. I don't see it. All right, let's check it out here. Help if I... That was like 8 times of pushing the wrong button there. All right, two-hander, two-hand, two-hand, one-hand, shield, one-hand. So we can one-hand, one-hand. So now we are one-hand Fury Warriors. So... here's the thing. We have Titan's Grip and we have Single-Minded Fury. And we're going to cover this first because I know it's like what everybody is like chomping at the bit to know about. So Titan's Grip obviously allows you to dual wield a pair of two-handed weapons. Two-handed weapons deal more damage and provide more strength and stamina than one-handed weapons. Okay, so this is the sort of like way that Fury has been played for several expansions now. Me personally, I unlocked and played a lot of Fury in vanilla when you did not dual wield two-handed weapons. And this change came around, I think it was first like a talent, and then the talent just became the go-to. And I always thought it was so weird because like arms is supposed to be the two-handed, like I'm hitting you with this giant sword sort of specialization. And then all of a sudden, like now you just have Fury Warriors that are like, well, I'm swinging two-handed weapons. Always thought it was weird, but we've got Titan's Grip here. And like it says, two-handed weapons deal more damage and provide more strength and stamina. So, we can use one-handers now. Why would we do that when two-handers obviously have more damage and stamina? Well, we have single-minded Fury now. While dual-wielding a pair of one-handed weapons, your damage done is increased by 8%, and your movement speed is increased by 5%. I don't even know. Like, it doesn't seem that good. I don't know if 8% damage increase is enough to make up the difference. And I think, let's check this out. So speed is 260. And the speed here is 360. So we will attack a little bit faster with a damage boost. But what we'll do is we're going to try out the Fury stuff with, let's see, those have critical strike, haste, and we have versatility and mastery on those. But we're going to try out Fury with two-handed swords. And then we'll try the rotation with two one-handed swords and just kind of see. We'll see how they stack up, I guess. And we're going to go down and fight some level 60 enemies so we can kind of roll through the whole rotation here. So we still mostly use two-handers. I'm pretty sure that's how it's going to work. So the problem is, like, if they let you use either or, then they have to balance them so that they're even. And I think pretty much always there's going to be one that's better than the other one, right? And so everyone's just going to play that one. So I don't feel like there's a choice necessarily between one-handed and two-handed, especially if you're like a min-max type person, right? You're always going to play whatever... You're always going to play whatever is balanced to have the most power compared to the other version. And I don't know that they're going to be able to like solve that issue. All right, so we've got a couple of new talents and we got a couple of redesigned and reimagined talents. So the redesigned, reimagined stuff, we have fresh meat. Fresh meat. Okay, so Bloodthirst always enrages you, and the first time you strike a target, it has a 15% increased chance to trigger Enrage. So we always get an Enrage the first time we strike a target, which is kind of cool, actually. Yeah, that's actually like a guaranteed way to get Enrages going. And then also Frothing Berserker has been reimagined. So this is Rampage has a 20% chance to immediately refund 40 rage. Yeah, what they have in Wowhead's a little bit, it doesn't match up to that. So might be a little outdated. All right, then we have some new stuff. We've got Fervor of Battle. Maybe. No. Nope. We've got Onslaught. There we go. Onslaught. Brutally attack an enemy for 1500 physical damage, requires Enrage, generates 15 rage, is instant cast with 11-second cooldown. So that's a little bit of a new ability that we have there. And then also, do we have Wrecking Ball? No. Yeah, they got their stuff mixed up. Wowhead, you're letting me down. Like, these class change things have been either super outdated or, I don't know. You guys are killing me. But all right. So let's check things out here, right? We want to go through a rotation. What I really want to test out in this video is one-handed versus two-handed. That's really what I'm the most interested in. So we've got these two passives here. We've got our Mastery, which increases our damage done while enraged by 20%. And we have Enrage. Becoming Enraged increases your damage done by 20%, haste by 15%, and movement speed by 10% for 4 seconds. Bloodthirst has a 30% chance to enrage us, and Rampage always enrages us. Now, as far as our abilities go, we've got our Bloodthirst, so instant cast, short cooldown, we deal a chunk of damage and restore some of our health, generates some rage, and has a chance to enrage us, right? We've got our Execute ability, of course. We also have Raging Blow, so this is an instant cast, 7.4 second ability. It deals some damage and has a 20% chance to instantly reset its own cooldown, and this generates 12 rage as well. We have Whirlwind that we can cast, which is going to generate some rage, and mainly that's going to hit some targets and cause our next 4 single target melee attacks to strike additional targets as well. And then mainly all we're really trying to do is build up enough rage to cast Rampage, which will enrage us, which does all the nice things that enrage does. And also it's going to do 2,500 damage to the target. So we're going to stick to a pretty basic rotation here. I'm not even going to charge in, I don't think. No, I'm going to charge in because we want the rage generation. So charge, we're going to Rampage, we're going to use our Raging Blow, and then boom, we go straight into a Rampage, which is going to increase our damage. We're just going to use that there. Man, that doesn't feel good right there. I feel like I'm missing something in the, like there's a button I should be able to hit in that rotation. Like if I'm not proccing the free Raging Blow, it just kind of feels sort of bad. But I mean the damage seems to be there. So what's the difference if we put on one-handers? So we get increased movement speed and our attack, our damage is increased. So let's go find some stuff. We're going to do the exact same sort of basic rotation. Just kind of see how it feels. Now I'm trying to focus on the rotation, so someone in chat, please tell me if this looks like one of them is better than the other one. I have no idea, guys. I was just focused on the rotation, and honestly, I didn't feel like I was having any problems in either one of those. Do we have opinions from chat on if either one of those looked like it was more difficult or easier or anything? What do you guys think? Please, hopefully somebody's looking and give me a little feedback there. Let's see. Diablo 3 is how I wish warriors played with sword and board without having to tank. Is Guardian Druid decent in Shadowlands? Guardian Druid basically feels the same. So, I don't know how that's going to play out in like in-game or anything like that, but I mean, it core gameplay-wise, it feels the same. Yeah, like right here, it's like, what am I doing right there? I think you got to get into that like rampage state, and if you get the flow going on rampage, then this rotation is feeling pretty good. But if you don't have rampage off yet, you hit some moments where it's just like, what the hell am I even doing? Yeah, like right there. Feels good though. I like it. I mean, this feels... Yeah, it definitely feels like I probably, at least for my personal playstyle, need to slot another button in there somewhere. But I feel like this is a little more fluid feeling than leveling in BFA. Okay, so let's check out some talents, see if we can like mix some things up, see if anything in here might be giving us an edge one way or the other. So we've got War Machine. I want to try Fresh Meat because I bet that would make this feel just a little bit better, like getting that enrage like right away every time. So let's grab that. I like Double Time. Let's see. Rampage increases your haste. That sounds fun. Furious Charge. Bounding Stride. War Paint. That's whatever. Seethe. Let's try that one. Meat Cleaver. I like Dragon Roar. Let's grab that. And I did like Siegebreaker. That might be a good like filler one. Yeah, let's grab it. So let's put Siegebreaker in here as like just another ability. Like if we have a gap, we just hit Siegebreaker just for fun. All right, so now we enrage right away. Oh, and we also have Dragon Roar. That's another little AoE ability we can throw in there too. So, charge over, instantly enrage. Yeah, so we already like we procced that Raging Blow a little more quick, a couple extra times there, which is pretty nice. And on top of that, like once we kill something, we've got like a victory rush we can throw in there. So yeah, it fills out a little bit better, I think. This is like almost constant enrage, right? Because we hit that rampage and we get that going like right away. Wow, that feels feels pretty good, man. I like it. I'm liking it. Man. I thought I would just be bored with this. I was like, yeah, Warrior's not going to be... I'm not going to think about playing Warrior as a main in Shadowlands. Just, nah. This feels good, though. Look at that. Yeah, we just got... We carried that just with procs for Raging Blow. So we can rampage, or not rampage, but raging bloodthirst, and instantly get that enrage. I'm on a loop, guys. I'm just stuck on this loop right now because this feels pretty good. It feels good to murder things like this. Oh man, so yeah, there's like a gap, and that's maybe where I would hit Siegebreaker or just do Dragon's Roar or something to like fill. Possibly. Love the speed of one-handers. Yeah, that feels like pretty sick. I want to go back to two-hander now that I've like played for 15 minutes as one-handers. I mean, and that's what I loved about like Fury is just like how fast it was. Oh, you like I don't know, man. It kind of feels like it takes longer to build up rage. Yeah, I don't even know what it is. Like, I'm gonna have to watch this back. I don't know what it is, but one-handed feels better. Maybe it is just the speed or something, but I really am liking the flow of one-handed a lot better. Yeah, I mean, like, for half a second, I was like, arms is pretty cool. And I played Fury. Okay, so... Oh, yeah, there's, like, a Covenant ability that we're supposed to look at here. Okay, so we've got our Ancient Aftershock. Slam the ground with your weapon, releasing a shockwave, dealing nature damage and stunning up to 5 enemies. I already killed all the enemies. Enemies struck take nature damage every 2 seconds for 12 seconds to transfer it to you as rage. Also, that's going to help us like rampage a lot. Okay, you know, you could do a one-hander and a two-hander, and then do you get no bonus, or do you get both bonuses, or half a bonus? How does that work? Is it letting me do that? Should it let me do that? What the... What? Okay. What? Why can I do this? What is going on? Is this allowed? I don't know if I'm getting none of the bonuses or if I'm getting like... Okay, this seems a little stupid. So, this can't work like this. Okay, while dual wielding a pair of one-handed weapons. Okay. Why does it still feel totally fine to do this? What is going on? This is stupid. Just why? This is one of those you never thought whether you should. Okay, guys, you don't even have to play. You can split wield, and like you're basically good. Okay, yeah. Obviously don't do that. I just thought it was kind of stupid that I could do that. Alright, let's see if we can pull a bunch of enemies together and get this, like, stun thing to go off. Let's grab these. This will also help us test out, like, some whirlwind and AoE stuff. What up, guys? There's 5 of you. Come on. Come on. Let's get in the middle here. Why do you guys have to, like, crawl over here? Like, come on. There you go. And I'm probably gonna die. I'm definitely gonna die. Oh, I'm trying to get that victory rush off. Like, the reason I died there is because I was, like, waiting so long for them to get clumped together so I could use that ability that they just did so much damage to me before I started attacking. Maybe not the best, like, enemies to try to use that on just because they're like, let me crawl over here and just swipe at you. But that's okay. I'll just do it on like 2 or 3 of them this time. So that way I'm not, you know, losing 3/4 of my health before I even get to start doing anything. And yeah, if I would have hit that victory rush in time, I might have been okay. Also, I don't have my battle shouts. I don't even think I had that on for the testing. Okay, so we gotta wait like 20-something seconds here. So we're gonna try this again. We'll just grab 2, stun them. Since these are right next to each other, they shouldn't get to creep up on me. All right, we're good. Here we go. All right, so let's stop. It didn't stun them because the positioning was awkward. But this is like, I don't know. Probably more impressive in a dungeon or something like that. I can't say that I love it. I don't like the banner, and I'm not crazy about this one either. I did kind of like whiff on the hit for that, but I don't know. All right, we're going to go and check out Prot Warrior. So let's go ahead and we're going to relaunch here because that's a lot faster than trying to head back up to the fight path or wait on the Hearthstone. We're going to make a new warrior. We're going to check out Prot, and we're going to check out the Kyrian ability. And there's a pretty cool like little talent combo that I heard of that I definitely want to try out. Let's do a Nightborn. I haven't done very many Nightborn. Night Warrior. Somebody has to have that already. What? Really? Alright, cool. Alright guys, don't forget to like the stream if you're enjoying it. If you've been having a good time checking out the classes here with me. Like I said, this is the last of the sort of like deep dive base level videos that we're checking out. We're going to be looking at all kinds of stuff. Why did I log out? We're going to be looking at all kinds of stuff coming up next, now that kind of like I've got a general feel for how the different classes are playing. We're going to like take them into Torghast. We're going to check out legendaries. We're going to do all that kind of stuff. As long as the beta stays in a version that we're able to do all that stuff pretty easily. That's what the next pieces of testing and stuff are going to be. Okay, so let's go ahead and get over into prot mode. And let's check out what's new for protection. So, over here, do we have anything new? It looks like we mostly have talent adjustments for protection. So we're going to take all these left ones. Okay, so Best Served Cold. Revenge deals 20% more damage or 50% more damage when your successful dodges or parries have made it cost no rage. Wow, actually that is a significant increase to the damage. And I mean, most of the time you're casting Revenge when it costs nothing anyway, so that's just straight up 50% more damage. Pretty nice. Got a remake to Menace. So this is Intimidating Shout will knock back all nearby enemies except your primary target and cause them to all cower in fear for 15 seconds instead of fleeing. That's actually pretty nice. Like the flee thing on Intimidating Shout is actually kind of annoying, and the knockback is interesting. Okay. And then Indomitable. Your maximum health is increased by 10%, and every 10 rage you spend heals you for 1% of your maximum health. Wow. Okay. That's kind of cool, too. And Never Surrender. Ignore Pain prevents 40 to 100% more damage based on your missing health. Okay. So we're going to go check out the Kyrian ability, and we're going to check out this fancy combo that I heard about, hopefully. So let's head on over to Bastion. And I need to figure out the talent builds here. Okay, so what do we have? Ravager, okay. Demoralizing Shout. Best Served Cold. Okay. Cool. So I think for the most part, like what we're doing on Prot hasn't really changed too much. We've got a lot of the same talents, which I think were pretty solid. I want to see how this Best Served Cold talent does, though. Like the changes and tweaks to it. Oh, okay, so we have charge on Protection Warrior, but we also have intervene now. So we're not just using intervene for everything. We're using intervene the way it's kind of intended, which is to intercept damage from an that's heading towards an ally and take it ourselves. Okay, so we got a little split there in those abilities as well. And so our Kyrian ability is Spear of Bastion. We're going to throw a spear at a target location, dealing 2200 arcane damage instantly, and an additional 2400 damage over 4 seconds. Enemies that are hit are tethered to the spear for the duration. It's a pretty fun ability. I actually like it quite a bit. It's a cool kind of like... it just feels like it's going to be a really good ability to use in dungeons. And a 1 minute cooldown means, like, I mean, that's almost every pull, every other pull in a dungeon that you're going to be able to use that on. And that's a big chunk of damage. That's going to help you ramp up some threat as well as on a Protection Warrior. Just like it all around. Alright, so we're almost to our little test zone over here. Alright, so now we charge on in. Right, we've got our filler little devastate ability. We can thunderclap. We're not getting nearly as many procs for revenge. We haven't gotten a single one. Also, why does it not have shield slam on the bar? Seriously? I don't understand some of these default bars. Like, this don't make sense to me. Okay, so your devastating revenge also causes the enemy to bleed. Alright, successful dodges and parries have a chance to make your next revenge cost no rage. So that's just weird. Like, we should have that proccing like all the time against lower level enemies like this. Like, it's not proccing at all. What the heck? Maybe it's bugged? Okay, let's grab a bunch of stuff. Let's increase our chance. Come on, bro, don't kill my stuff. I'm trying to test. Oh, there we go. We finally got one. This dude had to show up and screw up my test. Thanks, dude. That was not helpful. Okay. We can do another big pull over here. Let's grab this guy. All right, there, we got one. Okay. Man, what the heck? I don't know. It feels like it's just not proccing that often. which is really weird to me. All right, let's make a couple changes to our talents here. Let's grab Dragon's Roar. All right, Ravager, Dragon's Roar, Booming Voice. Let's see, what else? Let's try Indomitable. I like Crackling Thunder, that's fine. Sure. Okay, so I think what we want to do is we want to charge, and after we charge, we want to demo shout. Let's charge, demo shout. Let's Spear of Bastion, and it's got my action bars locked. Keep everything in, and then we will Ravager, and we'll Dragon Roar, and then we'll just spam Revenge. I don't know if we'll actually charge, because we might just gather up a bunch of enemies instead. See how many we can get together. Alright, so let's demo shout. Spear of Bastion. Ravager. Dragon Roar. Everything dies. That's a little bit ridiculous. Yeah, that Spear of Bastion is pretty insane. Wow, that was a ton of like prot warrior burst damage. All right, guys, I think that's gonna do it for the warrior showcase. Protection warrior seems fairly similar to the way it is, like at least on the base level, right? Like not taking into account like soul binds, conduits, all that kind of good stuff. But yeah, now you have a big, maybe actually, you know what? We won't have Spear of Bastion. I want to try that on level 60s. Should we? I do want to try that on level 60 real quick. So you know what we're gonna do on this character is we're going to join the Kyrian Covenant real fast so we can get our ability, and then we're gonna go and kill some of those level 60 Panthers. Because I really just want to see like how strong that is against stuff your own level. Oh, still gotta talk to everyone. So slow. Don't care. And then after this, we're gonna end the showcase. I think the next thing I'll be doing is trying to test out all the Venthyr Covenant abilities, because I've only gotten to test like 2 of them, I think. Alright, so we're going to go Kyrian. Yep, let's turn this in. It takes just a minute. Actually, you know what? No, it takes too long to go get the ability and stuff for Kyrian. There's like a lot of walking. So yeah, we're gonna end the preview here, and I'll have we're gonna check out like the soul binds and all that kind of good stuff on the different classes too. So I will have a Kyrian warrior set up at some point where we'll be testing stuff out, and we'll try that ridiculous little combo there on stuff our own level when we get to that point. So yeah, that's going to be it for the Priest and Warrior overview class deep dive. Once again, I want to thank Ehgi for taking the time to join me for the Priest portion of the stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed this deep dive series. Please let me know. Give me feedback on anything else that you'd like to see. Like I said, I wanted to get a good feel for what are the classes playing like on a baseline level, like before we add in legendaries and we actually target talent builds and add in soulbinds and conduits and all that kind of stuff. Like, just how do they feel before all that extra, like, sort of borrowed power stuff gets added on top? And since it's the last one, my big overall impression is most of the classes and specializations largely feel the same. Some of them have some fairly major tweaks, like Enhancement Shaman, Elemental Shaman, maybe like Prot Paladin, Holy Paladin using Holy Power again. Some of them have little tweaks that kind of like change things in minor ways, like Outlaw Rogue doesn't have to spend combo points on Roll the Bones now. You've got some kind of stuff that's gone baseline for some of the specializations and classes that just make them feel a little better. But on a whole, like, if you like the way something plays in BFA, you're probably going to like the way that it plays in Shadowlands right now. And there's a slim chance, and I'm talking strip away your Azerite powers and your essences and your corrupted effects and stuff and just go play your class without all that stuff. And if you like it, you're probably going to like it in Shadowlands. And if you're on the fence, there are a few specializations that I think have gotten drastically more fun or just feel a little bit more fluid. And I'm going to put together a video kind of giving my quick, like, 2 or 3 sentence thoughts on all the specializations as well. And that'll be up on the channel for like a more concise form of these videos. So thanks again for tuning in. I will definitely see you guys back for more streams of the Shadowlands beta and all that kind of good stuff. More testing, get some more impressions from actually playing the game. And yeah, hope you're having fun in whatever it is that you're doing. And as always, I'll see you on the next stream. Peace.